The 1980s left behind more than just blockbusters. Tucked between the icons are films that never got their due. Some were too bold, too quiet, or simply lost in the mix. But they are still here, waiting to be discovered. These 10 hidden gems deserve another look, and maybe a spot on your watch list. A fortress buried in the mountains, a mist that moves like it has intent, and a force older than war itself. The Keep is not a typical horror film. It is mythic, dreamlike, almost untouchable. Michael Mann, known for sleek crime dramas, stepped into the supernatural with this eerie atmospheric tale. A squad of Nazi soldiers occupies an ancient stronghold in Romania, unaware that the walls hold something waiting. As men vanish, as shadows take shape, a Jewish historian and a mysterious stranger may be the only ones who understand what has been unleashed. Every frame glows with otherworldly light, fog creeping, silver blue hues casting long shadows. Tangerine Dream's score hums like a distant warning, electronic, pulsing, alive. And then there is the creature, rarely glimpsed, but always felt. Studio interference left Mann's original vision fragmented, but even in its unfinished state, The Keep feels like a horror film pulled from another dimension, half remembered, half feared. A Gothic castle, repurposed as a military asylum. Soldiers who have lost their grip on reality, or maybe just see it more clearly. The ninth configuration is not easy to define. Part psychological drama, part absurdist comedy, part something else entirely. A decorated Marine psychiatrist, Colonel Kane, arrives to evaluate the patients, a group of officers whose madness feels too theatrical to be real. One believes he is Superman. Another rewrites Shakespeare for dogs. But as Kane digs deeper, reality and delusion start to blur. Who is truly insane? And what does sanity even mean in a world built on violence? Writer-director William Peter Blatty, best known for The Exorcist, dives into faith, guilt, and the weight of belief. The film's dreamlike cinematography shifts between surreal comedy and creeping dread, leading to one of the most unexpected, brutal third acts in 1980s cinema. Madness or revelation? The ninth configuration never gives an easy answer. A son looks up to his father until he sees the truth. At Close Range is not just a crime story. It is about loyalty turned to fear, about how blood ties can pull you under. Sean Penn plays Brad Whitewood Jr., a teenager hungry for something more than his dead-end life. Then his father, Christopher Walken, returns, a smooth-talking, dangerous man who runs a real-life crime family. At first, Brad is pulled into the allure of fast money, but when things go too far, he realizes that leaving is not an option. The film is based on the true story of the Johnston Gang, a group of rural Pennsylvania thieves whose crimes ended in betrayal and bloodshed. Walken's performance? Terrifyingly quiet, like a storm you do not see coming until it is too late. The violence here does not explode, it seeps in, slow and suffocating. The closer Brad gets, the harder it is to escape. A hitman on the run, and two men trying to make sense of their lives. The hit is a slow burn that seeps into your mind, leaving you questioning everything. Terrence Stamp plays Willie Parker, a criminal who's turned state's witness. Years later, he's hunted down by two hitmen, played by John Hurt and Tim Roth, sent to take him out, but also to confront him with his past. As they travel across Spain, the tension builds slowly, punctuated by moments of deep reflection as the film digs into the heart of mortality, betrayal, and redemption. The film doesn't rush, it lets every moment settle, capturing the beauty of landscapes and the heaviness of the characters' internal struggles. The cinematography here feels like an open road, endless and inevitable. The Hit is more than a crime film. It's a meditation on life's final chapter, where there is no running, only facing what you've become. A film within a film, a nightmare within a nightmare. Anguish pulls you into the screen, then twists the knife. What starts as a standard horror movie, a quiet man under the control of his overbearing mother collecting eyes from his victims, suddenly fractures. The real horror is not just what is happening on screen, but what is happening in the theater watching it. As the film plays, the audience begins to unravel, fear spreading, reality slipping. Director Bigas Luna crafts something unnerving, playing with perception and manipulation like a magician revealing the trick, only for another trick to take its place. The cinematography feels hypnotic, shifting between the claustrophobic and surreal, an eerie, dreamlike haze that never quite lifts. This is horror that does not just watch you, it watches itself. And by the time you realize what is happening, it is too late. Justice does not wait, and in Vigilante, it does not ask for permission. New York is a war zone. Crime spills into the streets, and the system, broken. When a factory worker's family is torn apart by gang violence, the law offers nothing but empty promises. So he turns to something faster, harsher. A group of men who take justice into their own hands. Director William Lustig keeps it lean and mean. Streets slick with grime, neon cutting through the dark. The violence hits hard, but there is something deeper under the bloodshed. A frustration with a system that does not protect the people it is supposed to. Robert Forster plays it cold, seething, a man pushed to his breaking point. And Fred Williamson? Unshakable, the kind of presence that demands attention. This is not just about revenge, it is about what happens when there is nothing left to lose. A girl leans against a wall, cigarette in hand, eyes that have seen too much. A boy dives into a dumpster, searching for something, anything. StreetWise does not just document life on the streets. It pulls you in, holds your gaze, and refuses to let go. Shot in Seattle, 1983, this documentary follows runaways, hustlers, and survivors, kids navigating a world that should have protected them, but did not. Martin Bell's cinematography is hauntingly beautiful, gritty alleys lit by neon, faces half hidden in shadow. But the rawness? That comes from the truth. These are not actors. This is not fiction. It all started with a Life magazine article. Photographer Mary Ellen Mark captured images so powerful that they demanded more. The result? A film that feels like a narrative feature, yet every moment is real. No safety nets, no rehearsals, just life, on the edge of survival. A ringing phone in the middle of the night, a voice on the other end, panicked, desperate. The world is about to end. Miracle Mile does not waste time. It drops you in, locks the doors, and starts the countdown. Harry, Anthony Edwards, thinks he just met the love of his life. A perfect night, until a wrong number pulls him into something unthinkable. A nuclear strike is coming, maybe. The streets of Los Angeles turn into a fever dream of fear, confusion, and fading hope. Shot in real time, the film moves like a heartbeat racing toward its final beat. Director Steve DeJarnat makes the city pulse with neon, sweat, and paranoia. No flashy effects, no big-budget spectacle, just urgency, dread, and one impossible question. If the world was ending tonight, what would you do? A man walks free after decades behind bars, but the world he knew is gone. The frontier has changed. Horses have given way to automobiles, outlaws to businessmen, but old habits die hard. The Gray Fox follows Bill Miner, Richard Farnsworth, a gentleman thief inspired by early silent films to attempt one last train heist. The film does not glorify crime. It lingers on time, loss, and the quiet dignity of a man out of step with the present. Shot in soft, natural light, the landscapes of British Columbia stretch endless and untamed. Director Philip Borsos and cinematographer Frank Tidy use mist-covered forests, golden plains, and quiet moments by firelight to craft a western that feels intimate, elegiac, almost mythic. No grand showdowns, no wild chases, just a man, a changing world. And the question, what do you do when the future has no place for you? A ceiling fan spins, slow, lazy, pushing thick summer air. Outside, the heat does not break, it lingers, presses down. And somewhere in the haze, a man makes a very bad decision. Body heat pulls you into a world where sweat sticks to skin, and every glance hides an ulterior motive. William Hurt plays Ned Racine, a small-time lawyer who falls hard and fast for Maddie Walker, a woman too beautiful, and too dangerous. What starts as an affair turns into something deadlier. A plot, a crime, a slow march toward inevitability. Shot in deep shadows and golden light, the film feels like fire, humid, sultry, suffocating. The cinematography traps you in that Florida heat, and in Maddie's web, there is no escape, no way out. Just one final question. Did she ever love him? Or was the heat the only thing that was real? Some movies fade, others linger. These hidden gems from the 80s, they stick. Unforgettable, overlooked, waiting to be discovered. Maybe you found a new favorite today, maybe you are adding a few to your watch list. Either way, the best movies are the ones that stay with you. Got any underrated 80s films that deserve more love? Drop them in the comments. And if you love deep dives into cinema's forgotten treasures, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss what is next. See you in the next one.